Hey, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at Deepin 23. Um, the first few overviews or first looks that I've looked at have been of the beta edition, and this is the official release that we're taking a look at now. So right now I got it up in a virtual machine, and we're going to run through the installer and take a look at Deepin 23. And this first look that we're doing is coming from the perspective of a new user. We're not going to go into pro details or anything like that. We're just going to go through the installation, look at the desktop environment, see how it looks, see how it performs, and see if it's something that you want to take a look at yourself. As in all my videos, the links to the web page and downloads will be down in the video description if you want to download it and take a look at it yourself. Just remember to always test it out in the virtual machine before you go bare metal with it. All right, so now let's get into the installation. I got it up in a virtual machine, and we have I believe it's the installer, but I'm not 100% sure here since I just booted up the ISO. So we're going to select English, and we'll click on Next. And select keyboard layout, it's English US. Click Next. Select time zone. I am not in Beijing, I am in Los Angeles. Click Next. Configuring your computer. Okay. I'm not sure what happened here, but looks like it's gonna boot into itself or something. I'm not sure, but let's give it some time and see what happens. All right, so now we got a full 1080p desktop. All right, and it looks like this is the installer now. So I'll go ahead and click on English. And then you have to agree to, I have read and agreed to the end user license agreement and privacy policy. Click Next. Full disk recommended. Custom if you want to partition your disk, and advanced for you advanced users. So I'll just stick to full disk. All right, and I'm not going to encrypt the disk. I'm not going to use the OVM. And it says right here, Deepin will be installed on this disk. All right, ready to install. Make a backup of your important data and then continue. Create initial backup. I don't need to, since this is just a new disk that we're going to install it on, so no need to create a backup. All right, so right now it's partitioning, and after it partitions, I believe it's going to go through the installation, but it hasn't asked me for any info like user info or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a double stage install. So I don't know if it's going to ask me at the tail end, if maybe when I reboot the ISO, it's going to ask me for user info, do a second part of the setup. I'm not sure at this point. But for right now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause the video and then let this complete, and then we'll come back once it's done. And it appears that it is successfully installed. Click the button below and then remove the installation media immediately. Okay, looks like this is a second part of the installation process. So from right here, we're going to create our account. So we'll add our username. Let me scroll down, give it a strong and complicated password, and then I'll click on Next. And now it's configuring your computer. So again, I'll go ahead and pause this section also. All right, now let's give it our password so we can go ahead and boot into the desktop environment. All right, and once again, it looks like I'm gonna have to fix the screen resolution, so let me do that first. Set it to 1920 by 1080, and I'll click on Save and close that. All right, so we're back at the welcome screen here that we saw during the install. So we'll just click on Next. This is a video right here, so if you want to play the video, you can play the video, but I'll click on Next. And right now, everything's aligned to the center. So you see all the icons right here in the center, but I could set it up to align on the left, but I'll just leave it on the center. Click on Next, and then we have effect mode and normal mode. So effect mode is more CPU intensive because it uses more graphical illusions. And then you have a normal mode. So let me click on that. And so it's more it's like making it easier on the computer to use. But I'll just leave it on window effect mode. Click on next. And here we can choose an icon theme. So right now it's on Bloom. I'll just leave it at that. All right, and that's pretty much it on the welcome screen. So this is the Deepin desktop environment. This is Deepin 23. The previous first looks that I've done have been on the beta editions, and this is the official release. All right, so we have our system tray on the right. We have some pinned applications in the center, and then we have our workspaces on the left, along with a surge and our clipboard. So it's weird because you would expect your application launcher to be over here on the left, but it's not. In this case, it's right here. It's on the launch pad. So you click on this and this will be your application menu. From right here, you got looks like everything right here. I'm not sure if it's really categorized. You got browser, file manager. So you just got like, I guess, favorite apps and things like that. And then there is like an up and down arrow right here that I guess you can use to sort by category. So right here you got internet, music, video, graphics, game, office, system, so things like that. You can just set it up all right here. So it's all pretty much just a long list of all your applications. But I believe you can also sort by name, so you can make it alphabetical. So you got A, B, C, and so forth. And then you also have a icon right here where you could just turn it into a launch pad, where it'll be your full screen right here, kind of like it is in GNOME and things like that. And then you can switch to the second page to see the applications over there, or you can use your scroll wheel on your mouse. And then you also have a search right here. And then you can bring it back down by clicking that icon right there. All right, and that's your application menu. And then let's see right here, we have multitasking view, we have file manager, we have app store, we have browser, we have mail, terminal, calendar, music, text editor, calculator, control center, and trash. So let's open up our control center right here. And pretty much this is where you can control your entire system from right here. So you can set up your users, display, applications. You can personalize it, get to your network settings, notifications, sound, power, time, updates, keyboard language, system info, mouse, general settings. So pretty much the whole fleet of setting up your system could be done from here. So let's go into personalization. I'm going under here because I know that on Arch Linux, Deepin works. It doesn't really work in Arch Linux. I mean, it works, but like theming is kind of weird. So right now on the appearance, let's go to dark. And you can see right here that it changes everything to dark. It even changed the panel. And let me open up the file manager. All right, so yeah, the applications have all changed to dark. Everything's on dark. So it does pretty much work as it's supposed to. This right here doesn't work in an Arch-based system. On Arch-based systems, it's hard to get it to the dark theme. But all right. And let's see, what other settings do we have here? You got your accent colors. So you can change it to green, it changes the accent color. You can change it to purple, change it to blue, change it to whatever you want. And then from right here, you can even create your own color. And if you scroll down some more, from right here, you also got your icon themes, you got your cursor themes, your text settings, so you can make it smaller text, you can make it bigger text. All right, you can change the fonts. All right, so let me go back, make it bigger again. And if there's anything else you want to change on here, you can pretty much find what it is you want to edit or tweak, and then you can set it up right here. But let's go to the display. I'm gonna find wallpapers here. Maybe right clicking on the screen, we'll get to the wallpapers. So let's see. Personalization, there you go. And there's your wallpapers. So from right here, you can just find a wallpaper that you like, click on it, and it pretty much switch to it automatically. All right, so, and then you could also save it on your screensavers. Well, you can't save it on screensavers. You could also choose your screensavers from here. So you have different screensavers here that you could choose from. So, but I'm not gonna mess with the screensaver. I'll just stick to the wallpaper. Now it looks like the wallpaper went back to its default. So let me just choose one, and then I'll just click on desktop. All right, and that's how you set your wallpapers. All right, then we have a few desktop icons right here. You got computer, browser, Deepin home, and manual. So let's open up the manual, see what it says. So the manual is gonna, I'm not sure if this is a manual or just a application chooser. So let me try it. Let's click on calendar. All right, so yeah, it does give you information on how to use calendar and things like that. So, all right. So if you want to find out some info about applications you have installed, you would click on your manual icon. And if you want to search something, you can search it right here. And let's see if is there an about. There is. And it is version 6.0.7. But because I got the icon so low, can't really see it. So let me open up the settings again. Let's go to display. No, let's go to appearance. And let me switch the font size is bigger again. All right, now you can see it better. Version 6.0.7. And that's it. All right, so what browser are they using? Was it the Deepin browser? Was it a specific type of browser? I'm not sure here, but let's try to find out. Is there an about on here that I can look for? So you click on that. Let's go to that. And let's go to the about. And it is version 6.5.3. And it just says browser. It doesn't tell you what type of browser or anything like that. If I had to guess, it's similar to like a Chrome or Chromium. Yeah, it says right here, this browser is made possible by the Chromium open source project and other open source software. So it is a Chromium based. And let's go to the Deepin desktop web page. All right, so right here you can see it says, okay, made some sound, but it's telling me that package cache swiped. Let me go back over here. All right, Deepin version 23 release. The Deepin version 23 release comes with, okay, pause. Just hold on to it. The Deepin 23 release, and it still goes away. The Deepin 23 release comes with the Linux 6.6 LTS kernel and deep integration of AI capabilities. Welcome to upgrade and download and install experience. All right, so that's kind of like getting in the way. But I'll have these links down in the video description. That way, if you want to go through them and read all of it, you can. But I just wanted to take a look at their website, see if there's anything new to report on it, other than it's just being the version 23 release and it's no longer in the beta. So, like I said, I'll leave the video links down in the, not the video, the website link down in the video description. That way you can look at it yourself. And Deepin home, what is Deepin home? Is this, not sure what it is. Is it just some type of, so you got resources, you got questionnaire, wiki, GitHub, you got suggestions, bug reports, and communications. All right, so I guess if you want to get in contact with Deepin, report a bug, make a suggestion, or discuss something with them, you can. You have a questionnaire, you have a wiki, and you have a GitHub. You got community news, and you got internal testing. This is Deepin home. All right, and computer. Computer is just going to be your file manager. And this file manager is, all right, this file manager is just file manager. It doesn't have any specific name. It just says file manager, and it's version 6.0.55. So I believe Deepin curates all of its own standard packages. But you have the layout, you have your desktop, videos, music, pictures, documents, and downloads. Let me see, right clicking does nothing on it. Right clicking up here on top does give you some options, but I believe it's just for the window itself. So if I wanted to view hidden files, let me see if Control H works on here. And I don't think Control H works on here. Well, let me see, clicking on this, does this show you hidden files? All right, I'm not seeing a way to view hidden files. Let me try, no, right click in. Let me see, Control Shift H, Control Alt H, Alt H, Shift H, Control H. So I don't see a way to view hidden files on here. So, yep, there's that. Let me just do this again to see if I missed anything, and there's not. Check on this again. Connect to server, set share password. Let's go to settings. Let's see. There it is right there. Show hidden files. So if you click on that, then close it. I guess there are no hidden files. You can try closing it and opening it back up again. Because you should find your config folder and all that in here. Ah, there you go. Now you can see your hidden files. So on the main page, when you open it up, it just shows you like an overview of everything. But now let me try Control H. See, Control H does work. All right. So Control H does show you the hidden files. It's just that when you open up the app itself, it opens up to something that's different. All righty then. That is your file manager. All right, and from right here, you got your workspaces down here. So it's your second workspace. It looks like it has a different wallpaper on each workspace. Let's confirm that, and it does. So you can set up separate wallpapers for each workspace. And then you also have a clipboard right here. And let's see search. What would you like to search for? Let's try browser. All right, and it gives you the browsers. All right, that pretty much works. Now let's look for a software manager. Let's go to the App Store. It's right here on the dock. And let's see, this is going to be called Deepin Software. All right, no, it's just called App Store, and it's version 8.0.7.005. And I noticed that this does not follow the dark theme, but you can set the dark theme from right here. Well, at least on most Windows you can, but I guess on this one you can't. All right, so it is what it is. So right here it says hot apps. Then you can go to all. And it'll pretty much give you a list of everything that you can search for. And it also shows you your updates right here. And so we got the hot apps. We got programming. Linuxhub apps. Whatever that is. I guess this is their own set of apps that they like to use. And then you got manage on the bottom. All right, so we'll go back to all. And let me open up a terminal. Let me do a search for a terminal. And let's see what terminal are they using. And it is just terminal 6.0.14. And do we have HTOP installed? HTOP is not installed. How about NeoFetch? NeoFetch is not installed. So we'll go ahead and minimize this, and we'll do a search for HTOP. And there it is. So we could just click right here on install, and it'll go through the installation. While it's doing that, let's look for NeoFetch. Sorry, we did not find that. Let us know that HTOP is installed. So NeoFetch is not found. That's kind of weird. But let's go ahead and close this. Let's open up the terminal again, and let's type HTOP. Okay, and it still says that HTOP is not found. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And then if you open up your application launcher, You can just type in htop and it'll come in. I think it installs like its own app, and it does. And then we'll make it bigger. All right, on the memory, we are using 1.5 gigabytes, and our load averages are 1.80, 1.68, and 1.15. All right, and I believe this is Ubuntu based, so let's try sudo app install neofetch. And get your password. All right, so it does find neofetch through the app installer, but their app store doesn't find it. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, there it is. Deepin 23. And the kernel it's using is 6.6.40. And then you got all this other information right here you can go through. All right. So, but anyways, let's just move along, see what else we got on here. Calculator, text editor. See what text editor they're using. Is this going to be called text editor? It probably is, being Deepin. Yep, it is just text editor version 6.0.18. So everything is pretty curated to its own system. Music, it's just going to be called music. So there it is, music 6.2.40. Alrighty, and then videos. I don't know if I see a video. And no application shows up for video. So we do have a music player, but I don't see anything for, oh, movie. There it is. Yep, and it's just called movie version 6.0.10. So you got pretty much all the standard apps that you would need. You got your video player, you got your music player, you got your calculator, you got your web browser, you got your app store, you got your terminal, you got your text editor. So it got pretty much everything that you would need. Let's see, Office. Do we have anything for Office? And we do have the LibreOffice suite, so that is installed, so that's a plus. All right. And it does have Writer, Calc, Impress, Draw, Math, the base. And let's see on the About. It is version 24.2.0.3. All right, so it comes with all the standard applications that you need. So anything to get you started and get you going. If there's something on here that's not, that you can't find that you need, you would either open up your app store and try to find it on here. If you can't find it on the search on here, okay, it keeps giving you notifications. But anyways, if you can't find the application right here, the search on the App Store, then you would just open up your terminal. Then you would just open up your terminal and use sudo apt and then whatever the application names that you want to install. All right, well, like I said, this is just the first look at Deepin 23, coming at it from a new user's perspective. So we're not doing a deep dive and going into details that pro users like to go into. We're just doing a simple first look, seeing how the desktop operates, seeing how it works, and see how you manage to get around the system and get your work done. All right, so that's going to do it for this first look at Deepin 23. It is no longer in a beta. This is now the official release. I'll have the video links down in the, not the video, but the web pages for Deepin down in the video description. That way, if you want to take a look at it, play with it, test it out in the virtual machine. Remember, always test it out in the virtual machine before you go bare metal with it. That way you know what you're getting into. All right. All right, then, you guys. That's going to do it for this video, and I'm out.